Hey guys, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney! In between episodes, I learned Curare is pronounced Curare. Anyway, the adventure of the Speckled Band.
In a corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath.
Already? Sherlock Holmes?
In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The Speckled Band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which you referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
Here I was thinking it was a piece of jewelry, bro. There's a snake on a ship. Effed up. Anyway, I don't know what that has to do with Naruhodo and the gang, but anyway, on board the steamship Burya. Cool. I'm a nautical what the? Huh?
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality. This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident, by the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait!
Shh. That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
What? Don't be absurd. This is murder. I need cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Who are you, and where have you come from?
I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Herlock Sholmes. I presume you must have heard of me.
God dang, he's so cool. Well, who did it? I have a couple theories. But this is, that's a heck of a way to start your chapter off. I'm not gonna lie. All of his doodads and stuff on his head. Kind of cool. Ugh, my head is throbbing. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Uh-oh. Oh, we're not in that room. No, we most definitely are. Oh, God. What? Man, I'm getting Zero Escape vibes. I can't move. Oh, come on. What? Oh, what the? If we get framed for murder again, I swear to God. Why am I in handcuffs? Ah, crud. So you wake up now, Hello. We had dragged you out of wardrobe. I do not believe how you could not wake up. You are a true cold-blooded man. You found me then. Da. We found you. And now you pay. Criminal. Oh God, my Russian accent's not good. How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe? Your guess is as good as mine. Sorry. Didn't have my watch on me. Now you have been found, it is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the sea is. No, I'll tell you everything. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. Isn't that... Oh, it's Mikotoba. Also, why the crap were we on a ship? Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Miss Susato, I got a little too reckless with my butter knife. Wait, what did you just say? Take his life? Or that is Take his life. No, that's not how that works. Susato, don't be mad. I don't even know what's going on. Where is he? Where's Kazuma? Are you effing joking? They're not gonna kill Kazuma. No, come on, don't make him. Come on! You pretend you do not know? You are a wolf in sheep's pelt. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuse. I am? Susato, you better not be setting me up. Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. You're effing, that's not real. F this game, bruh! Here in this very cabin. That was bolted shut from the inside. His body? You gotta be kidding me. Come on, don't do this. Please, do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep. It's more like Scandinavian than... I suppose they're supposed to be Russians? I don't know! It's not important! Kazuma's dead! Ah! But he can't be. No! He's the only likable character so far. Well, Hosonaga, I guess. Wait, yeah, Hosanaga's back. Woo! He would believe me. And these handcuffs? Surely you don't think I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me. Please. I wish I could. No. This running gag is getting old. No! Another closed room case? And someone writing something in their dying breath? God. Kazuma. It was just 2 short weeks ago. Let me guess. Come with me to British. It'll be epic. Lol. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study? What a bro. And I betrayed him! Ah! It was really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor, quite rude. I thought I was going to die. Well, yes. I still can't believe that. Yeah, I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. You must be even less of a man than you look. What? Huh? Hey, honestly, I thought I broke every bone in my body. Well, they'll grow back faster. And stronger. It's about 50 days until we dock to Great Britain. But if you confine yourself in my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. How am I gonna eat, bruh? Come on. Oh, wait. We have cutlery right there. I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving for a stowaway. Naruhodo, that's racist. How dare you? Also, they're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I wanted to know is, why do we need to keep his secret from the young lady? Wait, why is Mikotoba with us? Yeah. From our faithful judicial assistant, Mikotoba, you mean? From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? And to keep this all secret from everybody? Dude, this is the worst possible scenario! I don't believe she'd give me away. No. But if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. Dang, we're looking out for her. It's best that only you and I know about this. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about the time that we steward is supposed to come in and clean the cabin. So back in the... Oh, we're going to the wardrobe this time. I know it's cramped, but you better get in there. I think. It won't be for long. Sure beats the goddamn chest, bruh. And anyway, compared to hiding in my traveling bag, it's a breeze. Yeah, I agree. Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then what? Stop worrying. I tell you what. Why don't you write keep out or something on this piece of paper? What? That's incredibly suspicious! Then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. Also, yeah, what if they don't read Japanese? We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How could this have happened? We're supposed to be going on an adventure to England together. He's not really dead, is he? Come on. That's effed up. We leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. This is definitely Swisscar from Metalocalypse. I don't know. It's definitely Norwegian. Murderer? No, I'm not a murderer. I don't care how many cases. If the whole game's just like him defending himself, God. Duh, you said before. You said you would admit everything about your crimes. No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on the ship, but I didn't murder my best friend. No one else could have done it. Admit truth. Yeah, we'll see about that. Susato-san. Oh, she's so mad at me. Please, tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well. But there is something I would like to ask of you, too. All right, that's a fair trade. Those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. I don't blame her. This nightmare's getting worse by the minute. God, poor Ryunosuke. I suppose all I can do is try and find out what's really happened here. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, are we sure he is dead? He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream? Then why in the cutscene was he writing in Russian? Did Kazuma know Russian too? God, he was smart. And still is, because I want him to still be alive. And these handcuffs, they think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer? Really? When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside. What do you mean? Did Kazuma set me up? No, come on, that makes no sense! There's no access to the cabin via porthole window, and the bolt of the door can't be operated from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls. What? Then why would I commit the crime? Or to put it another way, the culprit could only have been somebody inside this cabin. Or do you have some sort of explanation? Still working on that part, Missy. I'll get back to you in a couple days. This is impossible. How did he die then? What exactly happened? As if you don't already know. Are you still going to deny the charge? Even despite the circumstances. The heck I am! Susato-san, you have to tell me. Right, Ryunosuke deserves to know too. How else can he defend himself? The cause of death is still undetermined. They don't know how he died? That's extremely suspicious. The ship's doctor is examining the body. But of course, he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has conducted at our next port of call. Dude, I was like looking forward to just chilling for a bit. Just straight out the gate, we're already just, somebody's dead, also it's your only friend. Haha, solve the case so you're going to jail. So presumably that means there's no obvious external signs of injury? Yeah, it wasn't something like a strangle. That's true, yes. Okay. What about that Herlock guy? What if he did it? It's a possibility. Can anyone tell me what exactly happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma? Presumably that's something you know the answer to better than anyone. Not really. Whatever you say, you were in the cabin after all. Well, yes, I was, but dude, I don't even blame Mikotoba. She like literally like, what else is she supposed to think? She doesn't know this dude. We know him. After all he's been through, why the dump would he kill Kazuma? God dang it, this blows. Like a, like a horn on a ship. He would always wake up before dawn to do his training first thing in the morning. Wait, how long have you known each other? Oh, right, you were on the ship. That's what you're talking about. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day so far on this voyage. But this morning, he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. Does that mean he was already dead when Susato ran after the cabin? Okay. I wonder. I knocked, but there was no reply. Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. And that's when you busted down the door, I see. The crewman forced the cabin door open and managed to get inside. There's a lot of forcing doors open in Phoenix. Oh. Also, this isn't Phoenix Wright's Great Ace Attorney. Oh my god. There was Kazuma-sama, collapsed on the floor. Dude, this is too weird. It had to be some foul. Who would want him dead, though? Do you think it's... No. All I'm saying is, there's still one loose end after last trial. She came back with a vengeance. But no, she was transported to Singapore, right? Or some place not like north of Japan. I don't know if it was China, but listen, there's a lot going on last episode. I don't remember everything. And the white tape there shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. Great! I have no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. You don't remember how you got in the wardrobe? That's weird. I wish it wasn't the case. But that's just very hard to believe. Yeah, I don't blame you. This is all very hard to believe for me too, trust me. Now I've told you everything that I know. So it's my turn to ask you a question. That's fair. Go right ahead. Ugh, my head feels so heavy. It's throbbing like anything. Alright. Last night. That was a really cool transition. Alright, let's talk about last night. If you're not the culprit, then tell me. Who is? Answer now or you die. What happened last night here in this cabin? Well, me and Cosmo were playing cards. Let's just say. He cut the deck in half with his sword. It was kind of annoying. I want to kill a guy over that. Come on, lady. It was our only pair of cards, though. Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Gosh, she's so mad. Please don't break my body. Cosmo brought me something to eat, just like he always did. God, what a nice guy. Making sure his best friend is fed. And also does not starve. What a hero. Rest in peace. And then I got myself into the wardrobe over there, just like I always did. That sounds so silly. It's my little hiding spot, after all. After that, I fell asleep. Well, yes. You see, the turkey meat was just so delectable and... so deeply that you didn't even stir when Cosmo was killed? Well, yeah. I know it sounds unbelievable, really, I do. But it's the truth. If only I'd woken up, perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. For some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything. Really? Yeah. God, these animations are so cool. They're just so expressive, even more than some sprites. Is something wrong? No, it's... Please forget it. What? No, I won't! You have to believe me, Susato-san. I didn't do it! I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there's no one else who could possibly have done this. I beg to differ. That's for me to decide. Once I get out of these goddamn chains, I could start looking around and totally not tampering with evidence. Anyway, why were you even on board this ship, Naruhodo? 'Cause it's funny. You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you? Yes, about that. I'm not totally innocent. I'm afraid that's true. In 2 weeks since we left Japan now. I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time. I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-san's cabin for so long without him noticing? No, we played cards! On the daily! Hanafuda, to be specific. That would have been impossible, obviously. Yes, of course. Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together. He actually asked you? Of all people? But why? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. Well, it's obviously because he's your friend and he believed in you and wanted you to be a lawyer too! I don't understand. Maybe a flashback will help. I'm also at a loss. Kazuma, why do you want to do this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me into England with you? Well... Something tells me we'll learn now, after a dramatic pause. It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. It really was one heck of a first trial. I loved it. For the record, big fan of this game so far. I hope it keeps up the tempo. I think I told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself. Oh, yes, you did say that. But I didn't think you were serious. You had a talent for it. I can assure you of that. But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Sorry, I mixed up the voices. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of cultural development, the center of the world in many ways. But not quite literally, that is our beloved Japan. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? That is a reference to Japanese maps having Japan in the center of the world, and it's really strange, because the center of the world is probably Africa, because it's so big. Just saying. Tangent over. Well, no, definitely not. Me, a lawyer? Come on. But on a personal level, well, if you were to become a lawyer, then what? Nothing. Forget it. Nah! Huh? Is his fetish being represented as a dead guy? What's it? Did Kazuma fake his own death so I could prove his innocence? Is that what's going on here? Not a cool publicity stunt. I'm not a fan. Kazuma-sama he was always saying the same thing, that he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought he could do that with you. Maybe? But something's still bothering me a little. Yeah, me too. A lot of things are bothering me. Why the heck was he so sad? He should be excited. He going to England. The look in his eyes then. It was darker than I've ever seen it before. Come on, don't make Kazuma evil or something stupid. Don't make him really dead either. Susato-san? Is there any chance you're a spirit medium? I mean, I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. My stowing away on the ship, I mean. I know, Kazuma-sama. I expect he was trying to protect me. To avoid me being guilty by association. Wow, you're sharper than I expected? No, that's exactly right. Word perfect, in fact. I guess they did know each other really well. Jeez, that's almost scary. Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? The heck? Why did this have to happen? I can't take this. Yeah, I'm like actually bummed out. Bruh, things were looking so up. Don't try to go anywhere. Even to the little perpetrator's room? You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen. Yo, how is Ryunosuke peeing? Like, I know we talk about pee a lot on this channel, but like, legitimately, how did they do that? If he wasn't allowed to leave the room? Did they just open a window and, that's gross. I'm sorry for that disgusting tangent, but my brain does wander sometimes. But Kazuma was killed right under my nose here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around? My hands tied? Literally! Look at the hands! Look at them! Look at them! Not even a giggle. Come on. Whoever did this walks free. I can't allow that to happen! Well, what do you propose to do then? Look around. I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find exactly what happened here. Eventually. If I can move my hands a little more freely, though, that would help. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life. And why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. So proper. Hi-ya! What the... Bruh! What the dump? Is you a judo queen? What the... That was a Susato takedown. A Susato, what? What martial art form is that? She's scary! I don't like her no more! Ah! I'm going to need you to prove it. I'm sorry, prove what? Don't kill me, please! I don't want to be your next victim! Your innocence. I need evidence. But how am I supposed to do that? This is so funny. Have you forgotten already? What you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in court of law. Now, defend yourself in the ring! I... see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. Oh boy, I'm really good at this. I'm sure we won't have a problem. I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now. It proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime. Kazuma would stick this over the door of the wardrobe for me. It says keep out in Japanese, although I'm not sure Russians could actually read it. Would that work? Well, it's a 50-50, and as you know, I'm a bad man.
Yes!
This happened. You'll have to take my word for it, though. Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before... You're right! Whoa! How would you break the seal? Wait, was it a seal like that? Because, yeah, if it wasn't open like that... But no, he could just place the seal back on and commit the murder. This is a flimsy alibi. Was this piece of paper stuck on the door? Yes, it was. I remember clearly. Thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there, just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well. There we go. I mean, if Susato believes that argument. Of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them. But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the door on my... You're right! I didn't even think of that! Dang, he's good! Yes, that's quite true. In other words, it's impossible I killed Kazuma. Yeah. Dang, he's good! Also, can I get up now? Or... Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma-san thought so highly of you. Thank you, Susato-san. Now please, I don't want any more broken bones. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up? You see, when I got here, I also kind of hurt myself, and this did not help. Oh my god. Hopefully now they can be friends. Yay! Well, in light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating here at least. Thank you. So you finally believe me? I'm sorry. No. What? But I just proved my innocence without a fracture. I'm not sure yet. That's fine. Not gonna pressure you. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in its position. What? What? Did you think I'm a magician? It's not impossible, I guess. If we had like a machine. For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same. Okay, let's get to work, Susato-san. Please, don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts. I shall be watching you to make sure you don't do anything that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example. I don't know any tricks. I'm very, very generic. I'm not talking about Ryunosuke. I don't have many talents. Anyway, I should make a start investigating. Let's try it. Examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear, I will avenge your death. I'm sorry, I hard doubt he's even dead. He's just, oh, yo, these look cool. It just doesn't make sense to me. Why put all this, like, artwork? Or, like, oh, hold on. Why make a character as HD? I don't know how to describe him as handsome other than HD. As Kazuma, just discard him after one. Frick. They did the same thing with Mia. God dang it. That argument holds no ground. Frick. All right. Clearly the lawyering thing is not working out. Anyway, we already conversed all we can. Let's take a look around. Oh. Hello there, sir. Perhaps I should see what this Russian crewman makes of the crime scene? Excuse me, sir. What? What? That's not German. Sounds like a Pokemon. What? I was wondering how it's going. The investigation, I mean. Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes. But is not true, I see. We definitely do. They're just really not typical. Sorry? The criminal asking investigator for information about his crime. Very funny. It wasn't supposed to be a joke, actually. He doesn't appear to be laughing either. Tough crowd. He's convinced you're guilty. I see. I don't blame him either. He might have useful information, though. I have to keep trying. Yeah, let's continue to probe. So last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? Yet, of course not. Now back to corner of room and make silent. I'm sorry? I say no more to you. That's kinda suspicious. Did I hit a nerve? I think he did see something. Just for a moment there, he seemed a little flustered. Yeah, something's going on with this crew. Also, was I tripping or was that Hosanaga in that other cutscene? Maybe I just want to see him back so bad, I just envisioned him. Oh dear, that won't do. What's the matter, Susato-san? Well, whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused, I forget to look around properly. Yeah, I've been in the zone like that too before. That's not good. I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard. Are you Naruhodo-san? I wouldn't say it's foolish. Oh, it's just a little tutorial to move the room around. Wow, look at that. Be careful. Now I'm supposed to get all the corners. All right, I'll commit that to memory. Because I feel, you listen, if you're a fan of the channel, you know what I mess up, you know what I don't. Things like that, I forget easily. So I'm trying to better myself and focus to avenge Kazuma. Ah! All right, let's do that. I suppose my field of vision has been rather small up till now.
Let's see, where the heck do we start?
I'm kind of curious about this. I know it's not relevant at all, but it looks cool.
This is... yes. It's a bell cord contraption, I think.
What do you mean contraption? Is that how you get room service?
I read about it in a book. I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which can be pulled to ring a bell to summon servants.
Oh, it is. That sounds almost magical. What are you thinking? Shall we give it a little try?
Yes! In the interest of cultural research,
Obviously. I'm sorry. She's very vanilla right now, but she's growing on me so much. So adorable.
I'm simply doing this to learn more about other cultures, not because I want to ring a little bell.
Anything? Aw, bummer.
I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people.
Aw, don't say that!
No, I'm sure it's just
Everyone's rather busy, that's all. Not just blatant racism. God, there's a lot. Oh, dude, that's a really good feature, mate. That's a really good feature. Ace Detective Phoenix, right? Freaking, oh my God. Oh, so what's up here? That's definitely an entry point from the looks of it. There's just some wishbones blocking the path. You can knock those out easy. Just break them. Make a little wish.
I wish that I could murder Kazuma and never be found guilty. Oh, wow, I won.
I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin. Isn't that a little odd? What do you mean?
Do you dare insult air conditioning?
Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it might be connected to the next story cabin.
Oh, yeah.
It would appear so. You're right.
But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside. Yeah? I'm following his logic.
That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough, or something like that.
Yeah, that would also make sense. Do not want the rooms to get flooded, I imagine.
I suppose. Maybe that's it.
Gosh, this timepiece is so, it's like, it makes me want to like read books from my childhood that were like also about, what's it called? I'm just interested in Britain, I guess. I'm finna watch Paddington. I don't know if there's any Paddington fans in chat. Let me know with a comment down below. But, legit, like this is just such a fun timepiece. And, I'm trying to like, I want to like research more about it. Just on my off time. Not necessarily to make the videos better, but just to learn more. But could I get spoiled that way? I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. Like, what if there's lore from... Oh my God. Is this pre or post Jack the Ripper? Could he show up in this? That'd be cool. But also scary because it's Jack the Ripper. I hope not. Oh God, Susanna, stay close. Then again, you think I'm a murderer too, so maybe not.
These are the rules of passage for the travel aboard the SS Burya.
I read that as SS Booyah. I don't think that's the intended... God, I'm so stupid.
It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in the cabin.
Pets are also strictly forbidden. And Kazuma ignored that rule because he has a sword. All right. But I mean, come on. The sword is the soul of a Japanese man. Can't get rid of that. What are you staring at me for, Susato?
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet?
Are you more of a dangerous object or... I'm not a pet. That's what you're implying!
I can't decide.
Well, one thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. I admit it. It was his idea. I should have known better. I'm sorry. Also, what is this? I mean, I get the books, but something up there.
Books have fallen over on the shelf. Look, they've toppled all the same way.
I guess there was... Wait, that's a clue. That's gotta be.
And what's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over as well.
Poor Poseidon and his... Ugh. Listen, we rag on Zeus for being, like, obviously, like, an awful dude, but man, Poseidon was messed up. If you actually get into the Greek pantheon, man, Hades ain't even that bad. He's a pretty cool dude in retrospect. That's a story for another day.
Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked, and everything mowed down at once.
Including Kazuma!
I wonder if perhaps it was Kazuma-san's doing this morning?
During his morning sword training? Aw, maybe. I hate you, Poseidon. Respect women or else! Ha!
But I seriously doubt it.
I don't think he would need actual, like, a target.
Then perhaps it was you, Naruhodo-san. In a fit of rage.
No, come on. I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue.
Could the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case?
I think so. Also, wait, crap, we need to check that thing. The bag. What do you call that? Trunk?
Let's just set everything straight up again. I don't like to see a mess.
No, Susato, don't! What the? Don't get rid of evidence! Ah! Wait, is that lost? No, okay. Sorry. Let's check this out.
That's a very large traveling case, isn't it?
Yeah, it must have been expensive.
It carries a lot of memories for me. Memories? What do you mean?
Well, that's actually how I
stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case, you see. Yes. I see it says "this way up" in Japanese.
So I wouldn't break my head. How kind.
Which in hindsight, I should have realized the foreigner crewman couldn't have been able to read. It was turned over and over, and then I was tossed on the floor in here.
God, poor guy. Naruhodo can't catch a break. This sucks, bruh.
Oh dear. Being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds.
Not at all. Well, it's less painful than a Susato takedown. I gotta admit, though. It was goddamn. It just serious. I'm not trying to like profile her, but I will bring up the profile menu for this. She's 16. She's taking on a grown effing man. What's that? Impressive back strength. That's all I'm getting at. Anyway, what the heck is this? Looks like a Lego piece.
What do you think this is? Looks like a broken piece of glassware?
Maybe a teacup?
Whatever the thing was, it appears to have been broken clean in two.
Maybe the sword?
The glass is such a beautiful color.
I agree.
It looks like a cute little Netsuke fastener from a kimono outfit.
Not sure that sounds like Kazuma. Maybe he likes wearing kimonos? He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him, would he? I like that imagery. That's going to the top of the suspect list.
And the mark beside it. What is it? I wonder. Is it a sort of brick-like hue?
You're right.
It's the color of a brick, isn't it?
Oh, the scrape. Gotcha.
Even though I don't see anything the same color anywhere else in the cabin.
Then we could presume it isn't here anymore? Weird. So yeah, we gotta look at his sword.
That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it.
Okay, slight tangent, and please humor me. But have you guys ever thought about this? So, I play a lot of Japanese games. No effing duh. But clearly there's like a okay, katana is Japanese for sword. But then what do the Japanese people call like Western style swords? Like, you know, Excalibur, a Zweihander. Stuff like that. Because usually, at least in games I play, there are usually the two different types. It almost makes me want to study Japanese, so I finally have the answers to these questions. Maybe someone in the YouTube comments could tell me, because I'm so curious. But then I can't read the YouTube comments. Ah, frick, whatever. He never went anywhere without his precious katana / sword / whatever you call it. Yeah, he was always saying that his Japanese man's katana is his soul. Yeah, I remember that. I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this trip. Oh yeah, I suppose that shows how important it was to him. And now he's gone. I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. Start channeling, Susato, please! I know it's a dude inside a lady's body, but come on. Please. Please. She can't do that. God dang it. All right. Wishful thinking, I guess. That's my dinner from last night. A roast chicken. It was really tasty. Shame you couldn't have any, Susato. Maybe you did. It was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat it on the floor? I'm not a dog, Susato-san. I ate the table. I did not eat the table. Which begs the question, when and how did the plate get up on the floor? Maybe the ship was having some turbulence? Because that night they go a lot faster, right? Maybe that was then. But Kazuma-san didn't like chicken at all, did he? Hey, nobody's perfect, okay, Susato? It's... Sure, he didn't enjoy the most delectable animal in the animal kingdom, but you know... That's right, and so he didn't touch it. I guess he's more of a salmon guy. But yo, that's my second favorite, which meant all the more for me. Oh no, does that mean you killed him for just a simple scrap? Well, Kazuma spent his last night on Earth with an empty belly. Oh no. Well, I mean, it's just too horrible. You're not a very good friend, are you? Now I suddenly have guilt, conscience, and an aching stomach. Great. Is there anything else we're missing? Can't actually go over... Oh, wait. What's this say? Seigi. The Japanese word for justice. Brushstrokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma. Yes, his calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart. Yet can you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing who drew them so thoughtfully? Of course I can, because I'm not guilty. I mean, I'm innocent, so it's really not a problem at all. I can look at the characters just fine. Yeah. Even though you stowed away on this ship, that's not justice-like, is it? Well! Now you're gonna bring that up, are you? I just can't win with you, Susato! You literally can't. She's got you beating a fight. Alright, enough dorking around. Obviously, okay, I know how these YouTube videos work. Dude, Johnny, investigate this already. No, I gotta save it for last. Which means also going over here first. I'm such a tease. This is where Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing. London Diary. Poor Kazuma. He didn't even make it to his destination. That is honestly the biggest tragedy. What a shame. Looks as though the last entry is incomplete. Which means what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? Maybe. He doesn't strike me as the type of guy to leave something unfinished. Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue. Hey! Oh my god, come on, Susato! Please! That's out of the question. No, I'm trying to avenge it. Oh! Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. But what if it's something important, something relevant to the case? You really... I think you'd want me to, and I'm not just saying that. All right, I won't read it. Jeez. She's, hey. She's got a good moral fiber, though, I'll give her that. Poor Kazuma-sama. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either, but, you know, desperate times. But in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? I agree. Susato, please. I don't think we're getting past her. Son of a gun. All right. Let's peep around here real quick. Do we really need to look at the wardrobe again? Don't think so. But if I miss any funny comments, honestly, I don't have a lot of regrets in life. Except not taking Veronica to prom. But, what's it called? In my Somnium Files Let's Play, I was just speedrunning that game because I was so engrossed in the plot. I'm not going to do any spoilers, don't worry. I missed so many funny moments just because I didn't, like, take my time digging around. Ugh. Honestly, not my finest work. I'm very critical.
In some 2 weeks since we left from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruhodo-san?
Well, not the entire time. I think living's isn't quite the right description. It's more of suffering, really.
Oh no, I suppose not. Although I must have been rather exciting making this voyage in your own secret hideout, where you proceeded to plot your dark schemes. No, The trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. And last night was no exception. Because of that, you had no idea what was happening out there in the cabin.
Yeah, basically. Sadly, I did not. We're starting to see my viewpoints, Sato! Freaking crap, right. Hey, can we get the guy to interpret this?
Did Kazuma write this before he died?
Looks like it's written in ink.
The man in the cutscene already came to that conclusion, Naruhodo, you fool! He must have knocked the ink from the desk when he collapsed on the floor.
Well, that was handy. Then, yeah, that does support... Wait, that's not Russian at all. That's clearly a P, an O, and an E. What? Hold on, let me spin around real quick for you. It says God E triangle J. Well, I can't read it.
Then I suppose that when he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage.
Poor Kazuma-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of clue in his final moments, was he? Well, it doesn't say my name, which Naruhodo is pretty easy to write. I imagine it's not too many characters. Whole heck of a lot easier to write than in. And Sasato would have been able to interpret that. Wouldn't even. I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your handwriting. Curses! Oh well.
I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo-san.
Oh, what?
What language is it?
English? Or Cyrillics, right? Wait, yeah, I don't actually even remember what Russian letters look like. Aw, crud! It pains me a bit, but I don't know. Yeah.
It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder?
Maybe— What the— Huh? But what did you— What the—
What? Who's that?
He wasn't there a minute ago!
As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European?
Hello, Mr. Sholmes, I mean.
Oh, how did he... You noticed the man too, have you? It's great I'm not having a episode. I have no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspiciously tall. I'm intimidated. Naruhodo-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is? And are you having a Napoleon complex right now?
No, I'm not.
Well, no, I don't have any foreign friends or any acquaintances at all. My God, Naruhodo, his face is on the box. You're stupid. He doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. He looks kind of goofy.
As in he's tall. And he has a hat like Goofy. Come on. Does Goofy have a hat? Yes, he does. I was thinking Kingdom Hearts.
He's investigating Kazuma's desk.
Or is he just playing on it? I can't tell.
Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him.
I'm scared of strangers. Let's not.
Am I just imagining it, or does Sato-san look almost uncontrollably excited?
I mean, he is kind of handsome, I can't lie, but...
By the way, I expect you've noticed already. But just in case, if you press A on people when you're in the crosshair, you can converse with them.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself. Haha, I say with the handcuffs on.
Please do. And don't forget to introduce me.
You got it. So, how can I help you, sir? He looks almost like he's passed out drunk, but...
Excuse me?
Excuse me, do you have a moment? Shh!
This is a critical point in my investigation. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, Susato. I don't think he's interested. Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly? Yes. Perhaps that'll be for the best.
Just look up! What the? Ah! Greetings! I hope what the? Jesus Christ, this guy's nuts! I hope I haven't kept you long. No, you haven't. Goggles, what exactly were you doing on Kazuma's desk just now? Explain yourself, you fiend!
Why should I?
Oh God! He's armed!
I see.
Fascinating. Yo, this theme though. Falcon and Broadway! Yo, what is going on?
Sorry. What do you see? I feel like he's looking right through me.
No! My briefs!
Yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized.
Huh?
You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. You recently returned, if I'm not mistaken.
What? Afghan? No, huh?
And now, whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament.
Well, that last part was correct. You're warm.
But how? How could you know? How the deuce did I know that?
How the deuce did I know that?
Ooh, perhaps. It was really a most elementary deduction.
Hardly worth explaining, but if you insist.
Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else? But of course, a great many things.
There's no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being as you are a merciless revolutionary. No, you're wrong. I also don't have a great Aunt Sally. What are you?
You have 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower.
Crystal? This is not Final Fantasy 3.
And when the beribboned occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. No, just listen to me. This is actually true to character, though.
The real Sherlock Holmes was bullcrap. He effing sucked. He's like, yes, I guessed everything at the very end. Ha ha!
I believe that surmises the facts beautifully.
No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes.
You might want to go to the eye doctor. I forgot what a chiropractor was.
Wait, no, a chiropractor's for
Just to be clear, you're talking about me, right? Are you? Certainly I am.
What is that?
Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name?
I don't even see one person that fit. Ooh.
I mean, it could be that guy, but that's profiling, bro. Like, that's not cool. Susato, are you Russian? So it's true. You've discovered my true identity. Just kidding. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama.
No, it was not. This is bullcrap. This is.
And you're plotting a revolution, too. It's shameful behavior, Naruhodo-san. Absolutely wicked. I must destroy you.
No, listen, please, there's.